This is kind of a year and a half in review. We feel as though we have probably the best macro predictions on YouTube. I don't think anyone else can say that. We kind of predicted the recent crypto crash, the market crash before the Trump tariffs. We were talking about gold and silver, in July, August of 24, as soon as we were sort of making videos on the channel, but would have been talking about it sooner. Stock market plays with probably about an 80 to 95% win rate, and we'll go through all this now and prove that. But anything else that springs to mind, Craig? I think that's pretty good track record.
Well, yeah, of course. One that well, obviously I've been talking a lot about gold, but the one that has been very profitable for me personally, and hopefully some other people have followed into it, is Monero, which is the
Mm.
privacy coin that we've been talking about again for quite a long time. I think we first mentioned it when it was around about $100, and it's now, last I looked, it was 470. So that's almost a 500% profit if anyone follows in that. And as I say, it's something that I've been into personally for quite a while. So I'm very very happy with that position.
Yeah, no, and what's also impressive is obviously we called the crypto crash, and then we were saying, okay, if you're still going to get in crypto, here's Monero, and it has absolutely gone the opposite direction to the rest of the crypto market, which
Yeah,
is
but
great.
because Monero is what Bitcoin should have been. It is totally private, but Monero really is
Mm.
a Swiss bank account in your pocket, and
Yeah,
everybody should be looking to have some Monero for sure. And then
yeah,
more people are getting switched onto that because nobody can seize your Monero. Bitcoin is regularly seized by governments. When you see the US so-called Bitcoin reserve is basically just Bitcoin that's stolen from people. So, and other governments do
that's
exactly the
true.
same. There was a case in the UK recently, some Chinese woman that had billions in Bitcoin seized from her. So all these governments are
Mm.
now able to seize Bitcoin. So more and more people are going to want into privacy coins like Monero, and Monero is
Yeah.
the leader of the pack there with regards to privacy coins. So yeah, go for it.
And we actually even did it before the kind of delistings on some of these major exchanges, but actually that kind of enhances Monero's utility because it's not going to be on some of these exchange. Obviously, it had an immediate impact and went down, but very quickly
Yeah.
recovered, and now's many multiples of where we covered it.
In Europe in particular, it got banned on Binance and so on, but there are still many exchanges where you can trade Monero very easily. Not going to mention them here just now, but
Mm.
yeah, everyone should be looking at getting into at least a small position in
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
But of course,
perfect.
my favorite's always for me, precious metals are always my favorite positions. Gold is up, I think, about 60% on the year, and it's probably doubled since we first started talking about it.
Yeah, well, we basically covered gold in that first video here. So that was July 24, and then we made a solid gold video right here in August of 24. So July to August of 24, where would the price have been there? I mean, that was pretty much perfect on the breakout, which is quite
Yeah.
funny. As soon as it started to break out, we were covering it for people, and so they would have never. It would have been days later. They would have been very heavily in profit and have never had to look back. And we've stayed above the 200 quite nicely on the daily. That'd probably be a buy zone, and then maybe the weekly after that. But yeah, very. Let's have a look at that percent on that one. So July 24, right in there somewhere, and that's about 90% upside. And well, you've been in it for however long,
I've been in
way
it since the
before this.
1990s.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think I got my first gold coins when it was under $300.
Yeah, yeah. Anything else in here? Oh, we did. I mean, one thing we will say is like there was one here that we covered, Walker Crypt. Well, I covered, not you. Walker Crypts,
Yeah.
which actually open that.
Walker Crips was a potential acquisition play, which would have been nice if they had been prepared to sell, which unfortunately the shareholders.
Yeah, which actually they have started to now. So it's funny that
Yeah.
these how these things work out. I mean, we're basically going to make sure we cover pretty much every video where there's a prediction. I mean, obviously this is one that was down. But what we did say in that video is it's so undervalued, just keep buying until this takeover does happen. And this was way before any takeover. I think we were probably around here, and it did fall, and this is just because they just don't care about their share price, they just care about wages. And then now the acquisition opportunity has happened. So if you've been continuously buying, um, and now I think there's a good chance. I mean, they're buying at $14 a share, whereas I'm pretty sure their actual NAV and cash on the books is about $50 a share. I mean, 50p a share.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just an
So, so,
example.
so real value. Sometimes with these value plays, you have to be patient. It's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
gonna. And they never happen overnight, particularly in the small cap sector. So
Yeah.
look at a value play. And make sure that there's no obvious reason that it's trading so far below its asset value, and then just wait it out, and eventually it will get back on track.
Yeah, well, this might be one of the 5%, in the sort of 5% that didn't work out. I mean, I've actually got the others up here. So we did also a five stocks to buy now, which will be probably just be up here anyway. Yeah, so five stocks and commodities. Um, let's have a look. Five stocks trading below cash on in November of 24. These are all the stocks, sort of November of 24. Look here, this was a Canadian company trading far below its cash. So from here all the way up to there is 300% grow. This one hasn't really moved. It did rise a little bit from November of 24. We were up about only 16%. It's kind of stayed where it is when we first covered it. Another one here, we use this as a case study, as a takeover opportunity. Here it kind of moved up 300%. We said it was still relevant in November of 24. Here again, we've had another move about 100% up from there, and it's continued to rise and start to trade sideways. The great thing about these sort of plays is, yes, like you say, they take a long time, but because you know the books, they're going to trade sideways or they're going to go higher, or any little piece of news. I mean, this is an example. Another example, just traded sideways from when we covered it in November of 24, but eventually something very interesting happened, like rumor of something, and
And
it,
that was a perfect example of when
yeah,
you get a big 100% or 200% gain in one of these small cap stocks, take the damn profits and get out.
yeah.
Don't wait any longer thinking it's going to go higher. Take some money off the table.
Exactly, yeah. Just have it, well, as soon as it's in the money, you should have some limit orders in, maybe staggered limit orders if you don't feel like you're going to be watching properly. But if everyone's got their phone open and they're only sort of know 10 or 20 stocks off by heart, they should really see when these moves happen.
At least get the money back you put into it and leave the rest of the ride for free. Maybe
That's exactly what I did. Sadly, I think I had a limit order in left in from years ago, and it took me out way earlier than I would have liked.
oh, that's pretty.
But yeah, and even now it's had it's now trading more because it's got more attention. But yeah, I think that was pretty much all the ones from that. Let me just have a look. There was maybe one more. Yeah, those are all the ones to look here in the description. You can see all this stuff, verified stuff. Go check the videos if you want. So that was that. I'm just going to rewind slightly because we were there. We did cover some other things on the way to that video. So five stocks and commodities to buy now. I'll open the video there. Probably be in the description of things that we covered. And this
Also, really don't.
this would have been September of 24. We covered oil, we covered QIMC in here, and that was another one of our biggest wins. I mean, that was a 15x. I mean, QIMC is one of our biggest wins on the channel.
Yeah.
As we were talking about gas, commodities, natural energy, and things that's still going to be money now. I mean, well, yeah. So I started covering it. I did it in one of our first videos around 3 cents. So that went 15x. It did retrace. We then, well, did lots of little posts saying, look, it's come to the 200 now. This is a good time to buy. Wait for the 9 period moving average to break. So we told people to buy here. And literally from that point there, we've never seen the end. It's always been up. I mean, that's
It's
another
been a great buy.
yeah, it was a very good buy signal. Although we're not day traders, we do like to kind of make these, try and make these best entry points for people, and that was certainly one of them. Once you know you're buying something that you really like, then you just got to time it, and you can time the market, and I think that sort of shows that.
Absolutely.
Um, Uranium, Cameco, some of
Chemical
these.
was an excellent one. It's more than doubled since we got into that as well.
Yeah, let's have a look at that one. Yeah, boom. I think we actually made it on the dip somewhere around, or maybe it was actually this dip here. So we actually made it on the first dip. It double dipped, and then now it's t 2 times higher. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty good. 150 to 200% move
I
as
mean,
well.
anyone following our advice has made a lot of money in the past year or so.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, still talking about gold here, constantly talking about gold and silver. So that would have been in September of 24 as well. Um, I'm trying to think the first time we probably mentioned silver in our gold video, which
Yes.
yeah,
Undoubtedly, we mentioned it the first one. So I think when we first mentioned silver, it's probably still under $20.
yeah. It's
and it's about 60, 64, 65
Yeah.
last week, certainly.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous actually. I mean, anywhere in here is where we covered it, kind of that kind of early sort of April area and November in this sort of consolidation here.
But
Um,
I think silver has really broken out. There's a real shortage of demand in silver, so there's a good chance that that could get out of control.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I saw something recently where Samsung have invented a new
Mm,
battery for electric cars that can charge in 9 minutes, and you get 900 kilometers after a 9 minute charge. And the big feature of that battery is instead of using lithium, it uses silver. It uses every
wow.
battery uses a kilogram of silver. So
Wow.
if that starts going mainstream, silver, forget about $100 an ounce. Silver is going to be 200, $300 an ounce.
Yeah, well, people have talked about this. It's obviously happen. A short squeeze is definitely happening. I mean, I've got some of my positions here. I'm doing quite well as well. I've bought futures. You've got physical. I wish I had more physical. I wish I had more capital to deploy into this sort of thing. But for our
Yeah,
tips, these have performed very well. I mean, yeah,
with the,
we
with
were
the,
saying
with
about
the, with the,
100.
with the metals, I mean, for me, they're not speculation. They're money.
Yeah.
They're money in the bank is not money. Gold and silver, particularly gold, but silver to a lesser extent are money, and you can hold them physically. Albeit if you're in somewhere like the UK, they put VAT on silver, which is a little bit annoying, but there are strategies
Mm.
to get around that.
Yeah, I mean, and then just on the technical side of this, we were telling people exactly when to buy as well on the sort of 50 and 200 period moving averages. You can see that's where silver on this move is retracing to. If it falls through that, we'll be looking at the 200. But odds of that happening now are pretty slim. I think we're gonna end up somewhere very high, and then it will be a new era for silver, and the lows will probably be. I mean, we'll probably never see $50 again, is my guess, or that'll be roughly where the floor is if
Yeah,
it
well,
ever retraces.
we were saying time and time again, even when silver got to 50, we were saying buy. We were saying it's the only thing you can still buy for the same price that it was in 1980. And
Yeah.
that was obviously that is past now. But we were saying that as little as 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's probably a good spot for like where all the liquidity would be if it was to retrace. So, maybe that's what we're predicting there. I mean, that's definitely impressive. General just these other videos were general kind of we did a big silver video there in October 24. So
Yeah.
even there, I mean, yeah, pretty
So,
good in this
so,
sort of
and
zone here around just below
so
30.
yeah, so
Um,
it's doubled since October, which is really insane with something like silver, which didn't move very much for years.
yeah.
So yeah, we got that one right, and hopefully some people made some money out of it.
Yeah, yeah. And then
Even when we're talking about things like gold and silver, when we're talking about about speculating, and those I personally don't speculate in them, but if you did leverage trades on something like silver, you could have made a lot of money very quickly if you're trading a margin with that.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Not that I particularly encourage for anyone to do that, but
Yeah, well, I did
opportunity is there.
basically. I mean, you helped me also get extra confidence in some of my trades, and that's one of the big ones for me, and where I've been winning definitely on silver. Especially when you look at what all the stuff we talked about. Gold also up, platinum also up. But then if you feel, oh, one of those have gone and then one of them hasn't, there's definitely sort of arbitrage opportunities where they might lag behind each other. Um,
Platinum, another one that since we mentioned it was up. It's up at least 50% since we mentioned it,
yeah,
and but it's still, you would still expect that to achieve at least parity with gold, and it's nowhere near it at the moment. So
yeah.
again, that is there's still an opportunity there.
This is absolutely insane
Yeah.
because this might
What
be
did we
one of
mention
the biggest
about?
regrets of my life. We were
We mentioned
talking
about
about it.
twelve
Yeah.
hundred. I think it wasn't a planned video. You asked me something off the cuff, and I said, "Well, I've been buying platinum."
Yeah,
And
yeah. Well, that's what I was saying to you. I mean,
yeah,
we were in August around here again, 24. And then I was saying, look, Platinum's not moved yet. I want to stick all my net worth into it. It's trades sideways very nicely. You could just be buying up and down in these moves. And then finally, with all this commodity rush and the government's just wasting so much money, that is such a secure asset to move 100% already. Yeah, it's crazy. Bouncing off that 50 moving average as well twice.
you can
Um,
pick up some nice platinum 1 ounce coins, which I bought platinum coins many years ago. But you get some nice Chinese ones, particularly with the panda bears on them, which I got
all
a
right.
collection of, which is kind of fun to have.
That is very funny. Um, yeah, maybe some Asian watchers would like that as well.
Yeah, for some reason,
Yeah.
I don't think I haven't seen a British platinum coin. I don't think the Royal Mint make them. I could be wrong, but the Chinese are definitely into the platinum, and they certainly make a nice panda Chinese
Mm.
one ounce gold coin, platinum coin.
Wow, wow. It's making me even more jealous now that I didn't get platinum when I said that I wasn't wanted to stick all my net worth into it. But yeah, it's a shame, but definitely still something that
There will be plenty more opportunities in 2026.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, when it comes back to those moving averages. And then this one, obviously, as well, we made that video that I was just showing. So October 2020th, we were actually making this video into strength, which is not normally what we do. We normally wait until there's sort of a turnover here. I think actually the first video was around
You know about
here.
the
Yeah.
election time was not after Trump got elected, and there was all everyone was feeling very bullish about the future with Trump, and of course that is a perfect example of going the opposite way of the crowd because everybody who's bullish is already in, so
Mm.
it's best to go short in those circumstances, and
Yeah.
that again has been proved right because it's gone down from what $50 odd to $10, and then I think it had a jump at the end of last week because it announced a deal they're going to merge with some nuclear company or whatever.
Oh, right. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Well, yeah, we made a video on this day here saying wait for this sort of wait for it to fall below the blue line again and the 9 period average. And then it got to the high here. We were suggesting bang, 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 bang in line with those. Then that was a strong level. It got up to there. So either at that level or here would have been where we were saying to enter. And from there, it's just if you had options or any sort of leverage shorting you'd have made an absolute fortune. Obviously, it's come down from this sort of level here massively. I mean, we were
Yeah.
even saying that the asset value of the company was around $4. So the fact that it was trading 10 times that was just absolutely laughable. Um, and sure, and we even made a video here or a post saying, look, short here, and it came up to the 200, tapped it 3 times, and then fell down. So you could have had a very tight stop there. Um, but yeah,
It was an
it's one,
excellent shopping opportunity.
yeah, one of our more viral videos just because of the name. Um, yeah, so that was where we did the stocks trading below the cash, which we showed. Yeah, which is actually really interesting because that view of having those companies is would you acquire them, and that's exactly what you've said, and I totally agree with that. It's public. It's as if it's a private. You're looking at a private entity, but oh, now it's public. Okay, what's the value of the public market saying? Would you be buying that if it was private?
Yes.
Absolutely, and therefore, you should buy the stock and just hold on to it and see what happens. And that's proved very, very profitable. And it's a good strategy. It's not a typical strategy though, because you do have to wait, and you might feel like you're just not making any money because it's just flatlining until some attention comes. But yeah, that's definitely. We could even mention some more maybe at the end of this video or a different video. Definitely do that. Just hang around for that, or wait see if we post any more. Here we were talking about meme coins and how they were most of them were they go to zero. And that was absolutely right as well. Actually, I didn't really think of that one. Most of them have lost all their interest, and here I think we did mention them once again, Monero. So December 24, and then we did our Monero video literally very shortly afterwards because we I think when we did this video we mentioned Monero, but we realized that we'd mentioned Monero a few times, so we
Yes.
then made the dedicated video. So let's have a look at yeah. So we would have we I think we made out look, we even got these levels in here from when we were looking to buy levels if it fell below where we were making the videos. So
Yeah.
um yeah, it was I think it might be in this day here where they took them off the exchanges. So we maybe made the video just before that. Yes, it was here. It was basically in this range here, and then we got delisted, but we had these levels drawn in, and I think in the video we had them drawn in as well. So we were saying, okay, in line with these wicks here these two areas here, and that's exactly where price fell to. So I didn't even realize how good our predictions were, even on a micro level. We were making the video in here, we were actually down, came to the wick of the low, which we drew that line in, came back up, and then traded and tapped the lows of these wicks here, and then from there, I mean, we'll be honest with ourselves, we made the video around here, um, up to there. Let's have a look. Um, yeah, about 230% rise from there.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Yeah, really good. opportunities, and still a great asset to have. I mean, absolutely, as you say, it's like a mini Swiss bank account in your pocket.
Right, and look at how it's performed
Bounce.
compared to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has done nothing for the year, if not slightly down in the year, and Monero is up as you say, more than 200%.
Yeah, even the moving averages it's trading off of here, bounced here, bounced here, bounced here, bounced here. And now we'll look at Bitcoin, as you said, which leads nicely into our recent video that we did. I mean, everyone gave us stick. They said, "How dare you criticize Bitcoin? How dare?" And then they were all laughing, saying, "Oh, you're pushing Monero after criticizing Bitcoin." And we did that video about 123K on
And
this day
we're
here.
absolutely right. It's always the case when people are saying you're most wrong. It's most likely when you're right. If
Exactly,
everybody
yeah.
says if everyone agrees with you and you say you're right in something, then you're most probably wrong.
And then I've replied to some of these comments actually, and they're like, "Oh, but it hasn't fully crashed." And I'm like, "Well, 30% is considered a recession in the main market. I know it's not considered a recession in crypto terms, but that's still a crash." And I mean, I think we are probably, I think we might see lower. I think 50 around here in those wicks there is where it could get to. But our prediction for that was that it would just start to trade sideways because so many people are in, like as you said, in other asset classes. Where are these other buyers going to come from? If all the institutions in, all the retail are in, everyone's so bullish, where is the liquidity going to come from?
I mean, where would Bitcoin be if MicroStrategy hadn't been buying it?
Yeah. I mean, let's have a look at MicroStrategy as well quickly, because that was another one we also said to short alongside Donald DJT.
Yeah,
And we were saying how amazing the chart is. It comes off the 200. And
it's
then
beautiful.
we
It's
said,
beautiful. It's just beautiful.
it is, yeah, and then we said around this day here, it's looking like it won't bounce this time. And we said buy short on the underside of the 200 moving average, and it tapped it there, and then from there, I mean, that would have been an absolutely one of the best trades of the year. Just always up during that short, but also you can see how it just hugs that blue line all the way to death do us part,
Yeah, yeah.
which is around here. I mean, if it started to go green there, it's kind of
But
almost like a double bottom
it
stall.
wouldn't be surprising to see it come back up to the moving average again, and
Another
then
short, yeah.
get into that trade again.
Yeah, if I was to predict this, I think if it starts to go green here, gets to this zone here, we've already had it get above it once. If it gets above that 9 pre moving average, goes up to the 200, we
Yeah.
wouldn't trade that because we don't like this stock at all. And then from that 200 short it again, which would be
Yeah.
probably around that 280 area, I
But
reckon.
if that happens, we'll make a video about it. Although we should be charging for this advice, Hector.
I know. I'm just surprised that YouTube doesn't reward people who do good predictions. It's quite amusing. If I was to super predict it, I'd say 200 in line with some of those sort of dead cat bounces here, somewhere around there. I'd love to see it rise quickly up to there and then just fall down again. That'd be awesome.
That would be a great trading opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. We're only on to pay. We've done a whole page of all of our predictions, and literally, I think only one has been slightly wrong at the moment, which was that Walker Cripps one, and it's still very close to where we covered it. So very impressive. Here's our stock market's gonna crash video. I mean, January of 25. I mean, we originally did a volatility index video in October of 24 because we were saying about how, volatile October. So that would have been, let's have a look, December. So yeah, we were talking about the volatility index around this time here, and then we had some volatility, which is fair enough. And then in January of 25, we started to say, look, this is laughable. Most overvalued stock market in history, all these PE ratios. Equally, though, we do appreciate that now the market's higher. But in that video, you made a very good point. It's all about rubber bands. I mean, once something retracts, it's going to have more room to go higher again. And we had the retraction that we mentioned
Yeah,
and
that's
that
right.
crash, which is from the highs, double top that it had. I mean, that is a huge move down from the highs there. I mean, that's 20% basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and I think we're entering into a similar sort of period again now. All these commodities going absolutely berserk. I don't want to make too many big predictions in one video, but I think we're still at those ridiculous levels. And we were right when it fell before. So yeah, very interesting stuff. We also trashed Trump's meme coin. I don't even know where that is now. Have you looked at look at it since?
I was just it's just so ridiculous and so such a bold-faced scam for a president to launch a meme coin.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable. But it's obviously it's going to zero eventually. I don't know where it is now.
It's
Obviously
here. Yeah, I mean, made
obviously
the
I'd never buy
video.
something so stupid and insane, and I don't understand why they would buy it. But there we go.
Yeah, well, basically, probably somewhere around 90% down from where we made it. I mean, we've always said if only you could short some of these meme coins,
Yeah.
because yeah, the all you've got to do, even with these sort of stupid little projects, is just look at their token structure. Look at when they're vesting all these billions of tokens are going to dump on you. There's going to be like a 4 month window that you can even trade this thing. After that 4 month window, they're just going to just use you as liquidity, and they're not going to do anything. They just want to keep selling at that point.
But
Yeah,
you do wonder who buys these things.
it is crazy.
It's
Um,
the greater fool theory, isn't it? Like, you're not buying anything that's got any value. You're buying in the hope that a greater fool is going to come along and buy it at a higher price from you.
yeah, exactly. Um, yeah. I mean, actually, this might be another one. So here we mentioned, I think we mentioned MicroStrategy in there. These sort of shorting opportunities we mentioned here in March of 25. Obviously, DJT, we were one massive on. Google, I mean, we'll have to confess, has risen significantly since we made the video. But when we made the video, it dumped absolutely massively. I mean, we made the video around here. Um, and it
It came
dumped
off.
it
How much did
dumped
it come
for
off?
25%, which is considered a crash. I mean,
It was a good short term
yeah,
short trade, and we weren't suggesting really it was anything more than that. So again, if you're making a trade
mm,
and you're getting a good profit out of it, then you have to know when to take the profits, and that's not often something we're advising on. We're
yeah,
advising on to trade when something's looking toppy, and then obviously that Google's ended up doing quite well this year because it's made.
it's chips and it's diverse. Yeah,
It's made amazing advances in AI and is arguably the best AI now than the others. So
yes,
what we were saying in that video was what was this the end of Google? I think Google have proved that no, it wasn't the end of Google because they've
yeah.
really come out since then. They come out with Gemini and
And a
the
banana
advances
and yeah, yeah,
in the Gemini models, and it's looking like it's going to be number one.
absolutely, yeah. And then those AIs have been performing very well. And actually,
As
everyone's
far as the
using.
stock's concerned, I think we might go back and another look at that for another video because just looking at that chart, you could certainly make an argument that's looking toppy again. But
Yeah,
that's we need to do some work and some analysis on that, and then
yeah.
see what we think of it, and maybe mention it another video in the future.
Even from here, hugging that nine, went all the way down, all the way to here, and then started trading above it. I mean, I can see where you're thinking it's toppy at the moment because we've had very nice moves off of just straight up, and then now we're kind of starting to trade below it. I mean, did here, maybe a tiny bit here, but it's doing it again here. So equally, we also don't really push shorting too much because your gains are you have to be actually a tactical trader with stop losses. Um, and yeah, if you don't have stop losses, then you can get caught on the wrong side of these things. But yeah, and then we tried to do a video highlighting some of these some of this stuff. I mean, $1,000 in each of those kind of investments of the individual stocks, would have been up significantly. I mean, especially we were including some of those shorts there as well. I mean, if we pull up I mean, obviously we've got to bear in mind that that would have been when was this date? It was oh, so August, though, yeah, May 25th. Um, May 25th, and then off of all that, these were kind of all of our gains, pretty much everything up. I mean, actually, cap might be up now as well, and silver's up way more than it was there. It just shows you that
Yeah,
even our plays that didn't necessarily perform immediately in the immediate few months have then
actually come right.
moved up. I mean, yeah, so silver would be probably about 80 to 100% from here rather than just 18%. So, pretty much all of them, these are all the sort of percent moves from the low to the high. Monero, yeah, we've got that in there. Very decent plays. Oh, and another prediction, Elon Musk quitting. I mean, I think we'll just include that because it's just a macro event that you could have, I guess, bet on Poly Market that Elon Musk was
Well,
gonna.
we predicted as soon as Musk started with his DOGE department, we predicted that it wouldn't last, and we said that on the first day of
Yeah.
DOGE that it will never last. You'll get sick of it, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, literally on the first day, very very impressive. Um yeah, I mean that's just a repeat of the other video. And then, 18 reasons why the end of Bitcoin is near. I mean, that is you couldn't get any more than the top most disliked video. Everyone hated us, all the comments. Absolutely laughable.
Why?
Everyone getting quite emotional in the comments. Must be painful being short Bitcoin. Yeah, going to watch the whole thing. Actually, to be fair, there's one person here kind of agreeing, but then everyone else. How many times have people said this? 6, 7 times, but this time's different. Well, that was you saw all our videos. That was the first time we criticized Bitcoin outright. We were much more lovers of Bitcoin and Monero, and look
Yeah,
forward to coming back and seeing how wrong you were.
I think when people get this kind of religious fervor about any kind of commodity, stock, cryptocurrency, then you know that it's topping just by just looking at the comments on social media. At the time when we predicted it, the sentiment was, "Oh, Bitcoin's going to $1 million," and maybe it will. Who knows? But when everybody's saying the same thing and everybody's so bullish and they've got this kind of religious fervor about anything, you want to be on the other side of that trade. I mean, that's a
Exactly.
key investing lesson.
I'm surprised that people don't. People know that they actually. That's why retailers are very fascinating psychological studies because they actually know that's what they need to do as well, but they don't actually implement it. When yeah, I think they in their hearts of hearts they don't want to let go of certain things, and you can't have that attitude. You've got to be able to adapt.
You can't afford to get emotional when you're investing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, that is a brilliant video. I mean, just to recap, predicted the crypto crash, market crash. Elon Musk leaving, gold and silver, stocks to buy now trading below their cash. All of them were up apart from one. Um, yeah, it's all the uranium, Cameco, all of the stocks and commodities we suggested, all up. It's really interesting. The only thing that wasn't maybe is the shorts we suggested, but those shorts were up within a month and up massively, like
Well,
30% when we.
DJT was certainly
Yeah,
a
yeah,
huge short position, and we made more than one video about that, I think.
yeah, yeah. No, it's yeah, it's really good. I mean, what would be is there anything that you'd suggest well, obviously we would suggest a lot of those things to continue buying. I mean, almost the picks that maybe haven't performed as well, I would be saying, okay, well, that's how the markets work, and the ones that still haven't caught up yet could be still very, very good buying
I think
opportunities.
maybe we maybe make a separate video on that, but I think it's going to be more of the same
Yeah.
for next year. But some of the stock markets look toppy, so
Mm.
are they gonna top it at some point in the year? Maybe around about March time is an interesting time to look out for, which we'll be keeping an eye on. Gold and silver. We may get some short-term pullbacks in gold and silver. I expect it. Nothing goes up in a straight line, but the trend is there.
Yeah.
These central banks are back to printing money again, which is called quantitative easing, and that can only push commodities in one direction.
Yeah, exactly. And even with our previous market top video, we were saying, around end of 24 to give it till March. No, end of 23 to the beginning of 24, give it till March. And that was exactly what happened. March hit, and it was March when those tariffs and stuff came in and caused that rubber band to
But
retract.
we'll be looking close at our indicators, including
Yeah,
sentiment and so on. And when we feel that the timing's right, then we'll make a video and put it out there.
yeah, yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much. Let's keep it up.
All right, thanks, Hector, and I'll see you in the next one.
Please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and join our Discord chat room linked in the description so you can see these plays and get in these opportunities when we do.
In the modern world, great leaders resolve their conflicts with words.